Welcome back, everyone. Great to be here chatting with you today on our Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast, episode 72. So if you're looking for any of the links that I'll be talking about here today, head on over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org/072, or the short link that we're using now is simply ihp.coach/072. Both will take you to the same exact place. But today we have a big show, a big podcast on exactly how often and what to post on social media. And the reason why this has been coming up is that I've been working with I only work with 4 to 6 mentorship clients that are health coaches or personal trainers or doctors or acupuncturists or IHPs that are looking to expand their career or start a career in this health-based field. So people that are very, serious about it, they're looking to create online programs, one-on-ones, podcasts, books, etc. Anyway, one of the things that we've been really talking about is the need for a social media presence. Now, I know many of you probably already know that, but even if you're someone like me who doesn't love social media, it's just not top of mind. So it's not that I don't like social media. There are reasons not to like social media, but I stay away from that. I stay away from the hoopla, the back and forth, yelling at each other, the politics, the whatever. Like, if that's what you're into, I'm fine with that. It's just not my thing. But for me, the issue with social media is that it's simply not top of mind. So for most of the day, I'm kind of head down in meetings with my team, researching, writing. Like, I spent 4 hours today writing a longevity-based webinar, and it's not even close to being complete. So there's a lot that goes into my workday, and it's not normal for me where it is for other people, and that's better for them that if it is normal. But for example, I just ate lunch about a half hour ago. At no point did I ever think about, I should take a photo of this lunch and put it online. It never clicked in my brain. I just, for whatever reason, that's me. I'm kind of like head in the clouds, not necessarily into social media as much. However, having said all that, I am very active on social media. I have it just scheduled into my calendar. So my first quick tip, but I'm actually going to go into how often you should post, and then I'm going to actually give you topics today to post on and tell you exactly how many stories to do, how many posts to do per day, all that good stuff. So first things first, put it in your calendar. If you're not adept at saying, oh, I'm having dinner, I'm having this, I'm having that, let me show it online, put it in your calendar. That's what I do. I have a specific time that I answer comments, which is not today's show, and I have a specific time that I post. Now, the great thing is, after years of me doing it on my own, I now have an amazing team that posts 3 times per day to Instagram, and it also goes out to, I'll get more in the advanced stuff. If you want the advanced stuff in the future, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. But it goes out to Twitter, it goes out to Facebook, it goes out to various LinkedIn, etc. But really, the main one for most people, if you can only focus on one, it is on Instagram. Now, that'll change 3 years from now, probably, right? It probably will. There'll be maybe another social platform, but for right now, the clear winner is definitely Instagram. However, if you're doing it on Instagram, you might as well just post it it takes 5 minutes maximum to put it elsewhere as well. And there is also software that will shoot it out to the different spots too. One of those, though, is not Instagram. So here's the interesting thing, though. When you're first starting out, you definitely don't need to post that often because you want to build up your following first. And what you want to do, and I'm going to give you exactly how often to post right now, and then I'm going to give you the specific topics. So again, it can be the same for wherever you are, but what we want to do is post somewhere in the morning between 9 and 12, so 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Eastern time, wherever you are in the world, right? So what happens is what we get a lot of people waking up on the West Coast, which is 3 hours behind, at 7 a.m., and we post around 10 a.m. for our first post. So what that does is it allows people that are kind of moving through their day a little bit earlier in the day. Again, in Europe, it'll be 5 hours ahead. We've got a lot of people actually following in Australia, so next day. So that's a good cadence to have. However, when you look inside of your statistics that'll actually show when the most engagement is. For us, the second most popular time, believe it or not, is in the evening. And it makes sense too, because why? Well, people are sitting down on their couch, they're relaxing, and they're just scrolling through their social feed. So it makes total sense. Now, if you post in the morning, it can still certainly show up later in the day. I want to give you an important point though here. This is very important. A lot of people are more motivated to take action the first half of the day. So if you are looking to help someone to take an action, let's say that it's to begin an exercise program, meet with you for acupuncture, meet with you for health coaching, begin a functional medicine detox, run a lab. You really want to do that before the 1 p.m. Eastern hour, or kind of wherever your group is. I think that's really important because people aren't as motivated necessarily at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. They're more motivated when they have the energy, hopefully the first half of the day. So I just want to put that out there. Put it on your calendar. And then the second most important part is that if people start to comment on your post, you want to comment back immediately, like within a half hour of posting. That will increase engagement back and forth within your posts. Then Instagram, Facebook will show it to more of your audience. All right, so those are key points that you want to keep in mind. Okay, so now that we have the posting down, like what time you should post, engaging right away with your audience, let's talk just a little bit about hashtags. So everyone wants to add somewhere between 6 and 12 hashtags per post. I don't like to add it in the post itself, but instead write a comment in the same post that includes the hashtags. And the reason is, I don't want the post that I'm writing to look like an ad or that I'm trying to hack the system or anything like that. I'm looking for the post to look like valuable content, which, by the way, if you have not listened to episode 68, please go back 4 episodes. It tells you how your social media posts may be hurting your engagement and your ability to get new clients. Definitely check that out. That was episode 68. We'll link that up today too on episode 072. IHP.coach /072 for today's notes. Okay, so what should your hashtags look like? So really important. Again, this is all coming directly from real people in the field that I'm mentoring, and I want to pass the advice on to you as well. Don't make them broad hashtags. So let me give you an example. One person I was working with wrote a hashtag turkey because they were doing a turkey chili recipe. Okay. Hashtag turkey, if I look it up, it's probably going to be like 3 million, literally 3 million posts on it, right? So they might say, well, that's great because you reach more people. That's a good thought process. It really is. But here's the reality. It's probably 100 people per minute posting with the hashtag turkey, which means that unless someone's looking directly at those hashtags when you post, you're just going to be driven down if someone searches those hashtags. All right. So believe it or not, and this is super counterintuitive, you actually want to do something much more, what's called, long tail keyword. Okay. So that means this, you would rather post hashtag turkey chili recipe where there might only be 200 posts on it, because you're much more likely to actually get clicked on, especially if you have a good image of it, right? So a great image of turkey chili, beautiful. And now someone clicks on it to then find your post. And then they see your previous post and they're like, oh, this person's amazing. And they go and follow you. All right. So that's one way to strategically use hashtags. Use long tail hashtags. I didn't even plan to give that tip, but it's very, very useful. Another example would be, don't use the hashtag bloating, right? It's probably going to be, again, 3 million posts on it. So, and believe it or not, as you start to type it in, Instagram will tell you the competitiveness of that keyword. So you might put, instead of bloating, you might put bloating and gas, or you might put SIBO, or you might put bacterial overgrowth, or you might put a reason beyond just bloating itself, okay? Anyway, that's hashtags, somewhere between 6 and 12, more than 10 to 12. Instagram sees it as something called hashtag stuffing, and they'll show your post to less people. I recommend between 6 and 10. You can always have your standard 3 or 4. Like for my podcast, the Cabral Concept, one of the hashtags is always Cabral Concept, right? So, but then I have other ones based on the podcast itself, and then specifically what I do. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. If you want to see exactly what I do, although I do not recommend copying me because now I am 3 years into the social media process. So I post more, I might do more advanced things on my account, but still check it out. And that's a way in which you can move. So my personal account is just my name, Stephen Cabral. And of course, you're welcome to watch what myself and my team do. All right, so we've gone through time of the day. We went through commenting to increase engagement so that your post gets seen by more people. Then we went over hashtags. Now we want to go frequency. Frequency, 1 post a day. Okay, 1 post every day. You can take the weekends off. Saturday and Sunday, no problem. You don't have to post to your gallery, so those are your main posts. But every single day, 1 post. Now, here's the nice thing. You don't need to post every single day, meaning create content. You can sit down on a Monday and you can write 5 different Instagram posts because they should be fairly short for the most part. Some certainly, if you're giving a lot of great content, could be longer. But honestly, people want the content inside of the image. They like infographics. They like short videos. The talking head video is phenomenal as long as you put a headline above it to draw people in. So if you go to my account, you'll see that me, talking with a little headline above my head are some of the most popular posts, the most viewed posts that I have. So, and it's a really great post, but then you don't want to overdo it. So you might do it, let's say, once or twice a week on a Monday and a Thursday, right? And so that could be a talking head video with a little headline above it. Now, you don't have to do that, but certainly you could. The other thing you want to think about is why every single day. You want to give people a reason to keep following your account and coming back to your account. And you also want to be top of mind. So when someone's looking for a personal trainer on a Monday morning or a health coach or someone for acupuncture or a chiropractor, you want to always show up in their feed as much as possible every single day. So your goal is to post consistently, frequently, and also you're going to post a lot of different things. Oftentimes I will give mentorship clients just say, hey, Monday is going to be your recipe day. Tuesday is going to be exercise demonstration. And then I'll just kind of go through the week. So now they know what they're posting on what days. And then after that, they can write them all literally on one day and gather the images on one day. For you to write 5 different posts and gather the images might take 1 hour. Honestly, unless you're creating a more complicated swipe, maximum 1 hour. And then maybe for that swipe, it takes another hour if you want to do a swipe once a week. So again, if you don't know what swipes are, you can just check out my account. Obviously, just check it out and you're welcome to literally use that as a model and go with it if you'd like. But not just my account as well. Follow other accounts, see what you like, but then on their account, you can actually see what the engagement is. Now, some people, they might have 1 million followers. I don't have 1 million followers on my account. So when their engagement is super high on one post, you're like, oh, this is amazing. But you have to look at all of their posts, like at least 20 posts. And it's easier if you do it on a desktop computer. You just go to Instagram.com/Stephen Cabral or / and then type in, whoever the person's account is. And then you can kind of see it from a broad perspective of which posts did twice as well as all the others. And you're like, oh, why did that do twice as well? And you can start to dissect it a bit as well. So 1 post every single day. And then come up with a little cadence, like I said. Again, come up with a Monday through Friday routine. I'll give you a tip. Monday should be more of your content and be like, get started in action. And by the time you get to Friday, it should really be more of a fun post. People are not looking to hire a health coach on a Friday. And for the most part, they're not. Things slow down Friday, Saturday. They pick back up again on Sunday. Why? Well, it's starting the week. We have to amend for all of the cheat meals and everything else that might be going on, the lack of exercise, right? So I call my personal trainer, someone might look for a personal trainer on a Sunday. That's the thing to look at. Okay. So that's the posting in your gallery. And then what I want you to think about is one Instagram story a day. Now you might say, this is a lot of work, but honestly, it's going to take you 1 hour, or I know the math isn't perfect, or 20 minutes per day. The reason is why it's a shorter period of time if you do them all at once, because you're in that mode, right? And if not, 20 minutes a day just to write it and post a photo. That's about it. Honestly, maximum, even if you're new to it, no more than a half hour a day it's going to take to write that post. But here's the thing. With a story, 60 seconds or less. That's it. So your video in your story should be 60 seconds or less. Here's why. Unless it's an Instagram Live, your story that you film on your phone and you post to Instagram can only be 60 seconds as of right now, as of basically 2021. That might change in 2022, but 60 seconds is all you can do, because if you do a longer video, you got to cut it down, because Instagram gives you 15 seconds times 4 clips over the video. That's all you get. Then you'll have to piece together another piece to the video if you'd like. Sometimes I do that if I can't keep it under a minute, but for the most part, I try to keep it to 1 minute, and that's it. So 1 minute for that video. And today I said I was going to give you topics to make this super easy for you to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is the list that, again, I just gave someone, and I want to pass it along to you as well. So this is what we went through. It's more for this particular individual because it's what they do. It might not fit you as well, but here's what I said. 1 60-second story a day. Get out a spreadsheet and just come up with 50 different topics. Then you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm not, in the mood for this one or for that one. You've got a list to check from, and you'll be able to do one of them a day. Okay. One product review. I wrote a product review. So you can review your favorite mineral water, or you can review your favorite, Himalayan sea salt, whatever you want. One simple product review, why you like it, what the benefit is, and if you're able to link to the product, fantastic. Okay, one recipe, but again, you're not giving the full recipe. Just be like, hey, you might have seen today in my post that I gave you a recipe on a healthy turkey chili. If you want to check out more on why my family loves it and it's such an easy go-to, go ahead, click into my post. That's it. Okay, then another one is a smoothie recipe. I post a bunch of smoothies only to my stories, so people know that they now have to start looking at the stories, because if not, they're going to miss my smoothies that I post and other different tips that I give. Another one is you can do a workout for sure, but it's even better just to demonstrate one exercise. It might just be you in the gym, be like, hey, I want to demonstrate this Romanian deadlift, or just show you working out for a minute, be like, back at it Monday morning, looking forward to this great workout. Again, it's more personal. The stories are more personal, which makes that connection with the individual on video. A lab you're about to run, how you're feeling on a particular day. Hey guys, a little more tired today. Kids were up last night. They weren't feeling well. Again, you can add some personal pieces to it as well. I wrote down a lab you're about to run. So hey, just getting ready to run my food sensitivity test. Really looking forward to see if any of my food sensitivities have changed. Kind of feeling a little bit more inflamed lately. Want to see what's going on. That's it. Looking at your fasting glucose. You can literally just do a story of you taking a finger prick and then looking at your fasting glucose, see what it is for the morning. Malt taping demonstration. Hey, you might have heard about malt taping and how it can actually be beneficial when sleeping at night, so you work on breathing through your nasal passages. Here's all it takes, and you just show them how to do malt taping. Another one is a skincare demonstration. Maybe you have a favorite skincare routine. Maybe you, I don't know, do something else like dry brushing. You can show that on video as well. And then you can always do a go-to nutritional supplement or food that you're loving, and you can show some of the product, tell them why you love it, etc. Again, you could even shoot all these videos in one day if you really wanted to. I like to keep mine a little bit more fresh for the day, but you can keep that really easy, and literally it's 1 minute, 1 day a week, and you could take, within 20 minutes, you could easily do 5 1-minute videos. Now, I typically recommend, again, Monday through Friday postings on those stories as well, 1 a day, but you also want to take whatever you wrote for a post and then just send it to your stories as well. And then if anybody reposts your story or they repost your post from your gallery, repost theirs, right? If they tagged you, whatever it might be, and they sent you it in the direct messages, the DMs for what that post was, you can always forward that. You can take screenshots, keep it anonymous, right? Of someone sending a success story to you, just kind of crop out their name or take the little marker and wipe out their name as well. And those are all great things to do in your stories too. So some people love going right to the stories, and some people go to people's posts. Remember, people look at posts, they look at stories. Stories are typically even shown to even more people to increase engagements. I'm not going to talk about Reels here today, but Reels, if you can obviously look up how to do one. It's kind of going less and less now, but 6 months ago to a year, Instagram, because it was new, gave Reels even greater engagement. So you can start playing around with some Reels to see if that helps with engagement as well. Those are actually going to go directly in your post for the day. So your post will be a Reel, and then you can also repost it essentially to your stories. All right, that is our time for today. What I'd like to do, though, is see if there's any questions that come in from this and then be able to answer those in a follow-up based podcast or teaching. So just let me know. Hopefully this was helpful, of course. Feel free to share it with anybody else you believe it could help. And thank you so much for tuning into the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast.